So I'm gonna get in for you. Every day is Bark in the Park Day at the minor league baseball.
Dude, this thing is gonna happen now.
What's up, Dad Hat Crew, and welcome to another episode of the Dad Hat Chronicles podcast. This week, 3 people are on the podcast. That's right. Ranger Amy, Paul Caputo of the Baseball by Design podcast, and then, of course, myself. This was a conversation that we were having on the road. We were driving from Colorado to Albuquerque, New Mexico, to watch a baseball game. I mean, why not, right? Anyways, the conversation revolved about a plan that Paul actually was been working on for a while now, since actually before I moved down to North Carolina. I was in Cleveland, and then now that I'm in North Carolina, it makes even more sense to really pull this trigger on this plan. What the plan is, you guys got to listen to it. All right. But before I give you the episode, I want to make sure that you guys know that as of the release of this episode, we are less than a month away from our corporate media meetup here in North Carolina. It'll be May 24th, 25th, and 26th. Okay, we're going to be visiting some awesome baseball teams. Okay, Holly Springs Salamanders, the Durham Bulls, and the Carolina Modcats. You guys got to come down. You guys, we will be having a lot of fun, drinking some beers, watching baseball, obviously, duh, and then obviously conversating with some friends. I mean, what's better than that, right? Anyways, so without further ado, guys, I'll give you the episode.
Here's the picture we sent. Remember, I was like, "This is a cool picture." Send that. To
Yeah,
me.
right.
I think that's a cool view right there.
Amy's like, okay.
She's like, "It's just buildings." I'm like, "It's the Denver skyline set against the mountain backdrop." Like,
It's pretty cool.
I think it's cool. I think that's a cool view of Denver right now.
Mountains are better.
Well, you got both.
I do. So we're recording anyways. Just guys want you to know that.
Oh, we're recording
Yeah,
right now.
we've been recording.
Oh God.
This whole part will be deleted. Don't you worry. But all right, we're just gonna continue as normal conversation
All right.
because this is the Albuquerque trip episode. And eventually, you know what's gonna happen? Like it happened with our episode.
What's that?
I'm gonna call it the lost episode again because I'm probably gonna forget about it and how to record
Like 7 months from now.
Right. But I told you, like my hard drive completely went kaput.
They got pills for that.
Sorry, darling.
Now I'm gonna need a sponsor from was it like God, what are those companies? Blue Chew and
Right.
Hims and all that.
Hey, Amy, the map reset again. Alamosa.
So, but yeah. Anyways, listen here, Paul. This is the thing. I know you like Fort Collins.
Uh-huh.
I know you do.
Yep.
However, and we were talking about this offline, and then we decided to record it because this is a great idea.
Yeah.
But this is what we do. You and me, we'll have you move to a great place, and Amy as well, of course, North Carolina,
The middle one, Amy.
right? And then what we will do is we will open up an actual physical location where we would have it as a minor league museum, corporate media studio, recording studio, and all of that. We have a field, and then we'll make it as a nonprofit.
The Minor League Baseball Museum. So this has actually been, a pipe dream of mine
Why is that?
for a long time. Well, because, I was going through some things at work and I was exploring options, and I was just like, how do I find a meaningful outlet for my interests and my my academic background, my professional background, and get all of these helmets out of my house.
Yeah. Right. Everybody's like, oh my God, yes.
So the minor league baseball museum, like that idea came up, and I was just like, wow, like what a cool thing, like a physical space where, like the people I know, we could make donations. We could start it with our own personal collections, which is a way that so many museums start. And then, you and I have found, Ed, in the minor league baseball world, like people are so generous, like teams are so generous about like sending donations and being part of something like this. So, you use this to document all of like the fun alternate identities and,
The uniforms, the teams that, like even do like, give them history of like their names or logos,
right.
players, all of that,
Yeah.
and not just the teams, but also history of like the leagues itself, right? Because like in the Midwest League, it went through some changes. The Appy League, for example, also some changes. So there could be so many ways of us really making this a reality that could be something for the people to enjoy. For example, like if you want to do, if you're making a trip, right? Like say we both go like, oh, let's go to baseballmapper.com, right? And then you're looking at things to do around there. You're like, there it is. There's a bunch of baseball, teams in North Carolina.
Right. Right.
And then there is this Corporate Media Minor League Baseball Museum.
Right. So this
exactly
the International Sunday Helmet Hall of Fame. We should call it the International Sunday Helmet Hall of Fame because I do have helmets from Vancouver, Canada, and Montreal, and Toronto, and additionally Japan.
Well, here's the thing though. And again, let me play devil's advocate here.
All right.
But what if people do that? They'll look at it as like, oh, I don't want to go to a Helmets Hall of Fame, but then they don't know that we have other things other than helmets.
Right. What? Oh, now you're expanding the vision, Ed.
I'm expanding the vision. I don't know. My wife would appreciate the fact that I would get all of my dad hats out
Your
of the
dad
house.
hats. So wait a minute. So do these become like do not touch display items? Like what happens to or do you walk into the museum and you, Ed, and you only have the authority to like pull a hat off the wall and wear it around for the day?
Okay, people cannot wear it.
Yeah.
I will be the one wearing them. However, I think it would be something cool to have it as people would grab it and then, just there's no need for like having it in a glass case or anything like that.
They're meant to be touched and
They're
loved.
meant to be, exactly.
Yeah. Like all of us.
Oh, absolutely wonderful. So, I thought about it. I was going to say it, but you got ahead of me. So I know. Right? Wait, hold on a second.
So like if suppose my former Polish exchange student Nico showed up, he couldn't just pull a hat off the wall and wear it around all day because he felt like he owned the place.
No. You can pull it off the wall. You can look at it. Whatever you want to do with it, but then put it back.
Okay. All right. Well, I like that very much. Obviously we got a lot of bobbleheads, and just like so many. Like, I mean, I want a room. I want a wing of this hotel to be like this hotel.
This hotel. I mean, we're making this hotel. Man, you really are expanding.
We're getting into the whole like customer service industry here. Right. It's
third base.
Yeah. Round the base.
Amy is in the back seat. She is not on microphone, but she said, "Get to third base at this hotel."
Right.
Third base, huh?
Third base hotel.
What a tease!
There it is.
All the balls in this ballpark are blue.
Oh my God, the plans will be blue ball.
This is.
baseballs.
I mean, it is 7:00 a.m. here in the fictitional Mountain Time Zone. Fictitional, I said. Maybe fictitious was probably the word I meant.
Just a fake mountain zone.
By the way, speaking of the fake Mountain Time Zone, we got some white-capped 14,000 footers ahead of us here in the Rocky Mountains. But I want a whole exhibit in this museum based on like stadium giveaways, like ballpark giveaways.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Well, that's
because there's some great ones.
I'm glad we're documenting this right now because there's so many good ideas.
Yeah,
like giveaways, baseballs, like especially those baseballs that give away.
No.
Imagine having a whole wall.
Right.
Those baseball giveaways from all of the baseball teams in the country.
This is what I'm saying. And so, so what are the exhibits? We've got the Helmet Sunday exhibit.
Okay.
We've got the like jerseys and uniforms and caps.
I like it. Giveaway wing.
The giveaway wing.
You know what?
Plastic cups.
Yeah, plastic. Oh my God, dude! I can get rid of all my plastic cups.
No. This isn't a garage sale. It's a museum.
No, the one that I go to games, like those, the souvenir cups.
Yeah.
Actual batting helmets. Because
right. Yeah, you have a couple of the actual batting helmets, right? Yeah, exactly. Ticket stubs, programs, publications.
The world is. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
I feel like Pinky and the Brain. Like well, guys, what are you going to do tomorrow? I was like, same thing we do every day.
And this is a little bit specific to my world and my interest, but I would love to I would love to have like original sketches of some like classic logos.
Oh my God. The
Right?
actual drawings and
Right.
there it is. Have a designer wing.
Right. Right. Get the Dan Simons of the world, the Brandioses of the world,
Ryan
William Foos,
Yeah.
all right, Sky Dillon. Get those guys, to donate some of their original artwork from some classic designs.
Oh, it'd be like when you go to Disney and and they have like
The early sketches.
his
Yeah. Right.
could have looked like
Oh my God, dude. This thing, it's going to happen.
Well, so listeners to the podcast, I realize, I'm breaking the fourth wall here now. We're supposed to be just having a conversation,
Right.
but
There you
we are
go,
seeking investors. So if you are a secret billionaire listening to the Dad Hat Chronicles, give Ed a call. We're seeking investors.
Absolutely.
Yep.
or just $1 billion. I mean, you don't have to go to $1 billion.
Well, we're not asking for $1 billion.
We're not asking. We're asking for a substantial amount in
But a-
order for us to be able to leave our jobs and do this full time.
A billionaire could give us $1 million, right?
That's like chunk change for them.
right. Like they have 99 more of them.
But think about it.
Or
There's
999.
one rule that we have to stick with, though.
Yeah.
Kids under 12 get in free.
Oh, okay. I thought we were going to say they were banned.
Okay. There's certain people that will be not allowed.
Kids under 12, okay, kids under 12 get in free. We would have like our concessions would
Dogs
be
get it free.
Of
dogs
course.
get in free. Every day is Bark in the Park Day at the Miley Baseball
Dude,
Museum.
dude, this thing is gonna happen now.
There is no take meow to the ball game.
No, take me out. We can have it one day out of the year. I'll allow that.
Bring
It will
kids.
not be in that day. Just ahead of time, let
Look,
you know.
Are you allergic
I am not allergic to dogs. I'm allergic to cats.
you survived a night in the house with Yodel.
Well, I told you, like I Benadryl, here we come. You know what I mean?
All right. We didn't see Yodel last night. I don't know where she spent the night, but she was.
Probably just staring at my door. Like, who is this person in my
How
room?
dare he close a door in this
What
house?
the hell? Yeah.
Yeah.
Just plotting people's death. That's what they do.
Yeah, dude.
I don't know why we have to be so dichotomous about it here. We can't love them both. Can't love all animals.
No, really, no. Yeah, you can do it. I don't. Yeah, anyways, we're going off. Every day is bark at the park. Every day is a dog day. All of these are great ideas. I'm telling you.
All of our concessions are served in things that have the museum logo on them.
Oh my goodness, yes.
Oh, we could have like a soft serve. Yeah, which we would have and the Colorado Rockies no longer do.
Telling you.
Would we have Jimmy's, please?
What is Jimmy's? I'm sorry, I called him Sprinkles.
Oh, no, dude.
I
Listen.
just sent you that text that Donna sent the other day. 'Cause, I was like, we're going somewhere like it says Jimmy's in the recipe. So there you go. I'm like, I don't agree with this.
Listen, we can all have our weird regionalisms.
Absolutely.
Yeah. There's a whole backstory to that word. It came from a candy factory in Boston. So I actually thought it was like uniquely Philadelphia, but apparently it's Boston, Philly, and Pittsburgh are the three cities where people say Jimmy's, and the surrounding areas, of course. But there was a candy company that sold Jimmy's, and there was I think an apocryphal story that it was actually a racist term tied to Jim Crow laws, because at first it was only the chocolate ones that were called. Well, Rainbow Jimmy's didn't exist at the time. So this company was making these candies and they called them Jimmy's because the apocryphal wrong story is that they were called Jimmy's because they were brown and it was like a reference to Jim Crow laws. The more correct story is that it was actually like the person who ran that machine was like a teenager named Jimmy. And so they called the candies Jimmy's.
Okay. All right.
But there are people who like whenever the Jimmy's versus Sprinkles thing surfaces on Twitter, they're like, it's racist. Look.
Oh,
And it's not. You're
thanks,
very welcome.
dude.
Listen,
It's the more you know.
You know a lot.
It's a lot of like useless information in these heads.
This was the story. We were driving I was on Maya's college trip, and I was telling her we had driven past like Aberdeen, and I'm like, look, that's where the Ironbirds play, and like when you're Maryland, there's a lot of baseball in Maryland as well, right? So, but when we visited Johns Hopkins, and then we were driving to the Inner Harbor to have dinner, we passed the Camden Yards. And so I was telling Maya, I was just like, well, that's the ballpark that, really set the stage for all of these beautiful, baseball only ballparks that they have all over the country now. This was like the first one where, all these cities realized, like, in 1993, when they saw Camden Yards, they were just like, oh crap, we got to get rid of these concrete donuts and
multiple use.
Yeah. And build beautiful baseball only stadiums, of which Coors Field was the second of those built. And then, so Maya like very patiently sat there and heard me out. And then finally, when I'm done,
Meow.
when I'm done, she goes, Dad, you know a lot of things.
Is that the equal of bless your heart?
It's a little bit bless your heartish. It was.
Right. She has a good personality, right?
So it was like a very sweet moment for about 10 seconds, and I was just like, "Oh, that was not a compliment."
Then you're like, "Okay,
Yeah.
shut up, man."
So Maya actually hates this story because she insists that it was a compliment. I think she felt like even though it was not of interest to her, she was still, appreciative of the fact that I had this knowledge. So she actually heard me editing my podcast when I had told this story, and she goes, "It was a compliment."
All the way in the background.
Exactly.
That's hilarious. That's awesome.
She does laugh at all my jokes. I don't know what I'm going to do because Amy laughed at all of my jokes for like 6 months.
And then now she's like,
we're well past that now. Yeah, that's not bad.
I love it.
Yeah.
See, and we just took a whole turn into talking about Jimmy's when we're supposed to be talking about our dream
This
to come into reality.
So I don't know if I finished this part of the story, but when I was thinking about this at first, it was well before you and I had started Curve Print Media. It was before I even had started Baseball by Design. And I was envisioning, like, okay, where does this happen, right? Like, where do I put a museum like this? And my brother, I remember I was sitting on the Jersey Shore, the beach of Ocean City there with my brother, and he is like very supportive of this idea. He likes this idea a lot. And we were talking about where would you go with something like this? And I was just like, well, it would have to be somewhere where someone might already be for a baseball road trip. And it would have to be in a part of the country where minor league baseball was really just part of the culture.
Mm-hmm.
And
that's part of it.
I would very much like to be back on the East Coast, but I mean, name a place to me more closely tied to minor league baseball and more entrenched in the minor league baseball culture than Durham, North Carolina.
100%.
So, and then we would get Dame's chicken and waffles every morning for breakfast.
So if we're gonna, okay, I'm sorry, I should change. When we do this, right? It would have to be in Durham.
That's what I'm saying. That's the spot.
Near the ballpark.
Near the ballpark. Very much like the National Ballpark Museum in Denver.
Correct.
Which is catty corner to Coors Field.
See, and then you said this that they needed to be in Durham, and we had not even thought about moving to North Carolina,
right,
before this. So I mean, I think this is very
this idea came to mind before you were still living in Cleveland at the time. I was thinking Durham would be the place for this.
I don't know, Paul. I think twist my arm, convince me.
Minor league baseball, and so many of these museums. So this is sort of my world, right? Like in my professional existence here, the last 20 years of my career have been working for an association of which museums are an integral part. And so like the whole idea of like designing for exams for museums, working with, building collections and curators and all that sort of thing is, very much, I think the reason this idea came to me is because that's like sort of part of my professional world anyway. And so I'm just thinking, we've got some built-in skill sets here. We've got, at least the two of us with our own personal collections. And so many museums have started with personal collections and then expanded from there.
Think about it this way. Then what we can do is, right? I got a few ideas here in my head.
All right.
Like I said, I'm really glad we're recording this. One, we would travel to wherever the baseball winter meetings are at.
Oh, okay.
Start talking to teams.
Yeah.
And be like, hey, any donation would be appreciated for this museum.
Right.
And then we could do like a small, plaque or whatever it says, like, and donated by pick the team.
So I have an important question for you here.
Okay.
My question for you is, I thought of this as the minor league baseball museum.
Yes.
Minor league baseball obviously is, a formal term meant to apply to only, in its all caps form, or not all caps, but in its capitalized form, minor league baseball is your affiliated teams.
Oh, no. We're doing it for...
This is going to be all of... So I don't know if minor league baseball museum is actually... I mean, that flows off the tongue a little bit, but I don't want the name to be exclusive of the many partner leagues,
Collegiate
independent,
wood
professional, collegiate wood bat, all of that. Like there's got to be a place for, it's got to be like community level baseball. So
what we're saying is that we need to brainstorm a good name.
We need a good name for this.
Okay.
Unless we just think like minor league baseball is an okay name, right? Like, and it.
Yeah, I was just gonna say they have minor league baseball. The minor league baseball. Yeah, I don't see an issue with it. But we'll see how it goes. Well, I'm sure we'll get some suggestions.
Yeah.
Which are all welcome.
Yep.
I like that. But here's my other point. Okay, you ready?
Mm-hmm.
The people who will work there, right, and volunteers of the museum and all of that good stuff.
Yeah.
They would have to wear a baseball uniform.
Oh, nice.
Right?
Yeah, with like the museum, like branded
the name
for the
and all
museum.
that. Yeah.
But we'll get like, did you say tight pants, Amy?
She sure did.
Yeah. Amy,
are we using the new Nike Fanatics ones? Yeah. They're very
It's an 82-year-old museum docent. Tight baseball pants.
So back in my day,
I think Amy is envisioning that the docents are the players. So yeah, but we'll get them pants that you can't see through.
Yeah, so we're not working with. Got it. All right. I'm telling you, this is it can be and will be a reality here, guys.
We're doing it.
We're doing it live.
This is so like. I also would like to think that like on our 25th anniversary of the museum, you and I are like kicking around in the lobby there, and this episode is just playing on a loop in the lobby.
Oh my goodness!
And like, yeah, and then like Amy's college baseball player docent who's wearing pants and nothing else is like, hey, this is our founders, Ed and Paul. This is back before they lost their voices when they were recording a podcast. That's them right there in the rocking chairs.
You see them right there, those two old geezers? Yeah, those are the guys. Oh yeah, I mean, and then have it all set up in a way where like flooring is all baseball, and having an actual scoreboard coming in the entrance. Yep. The rule is also, if we're gonna, obviously we'll put TVs and all that, but it has to be playing baseball.
Oh yeah.
Baseball related things like
it could be movies,
documentaries, movies, baseball games.
Backyard called the field of dreams.
I think we will get in trouble.
That's the wiffle ball field.
Yeah.
That we have.
I hope you guys enjoyed that episode with Paul, Amy, and I. We really did have a lot of fun. Now, stay tuned, right? Because part 2 is coming. We did finish continuing the conversation of this minor league baseball museum. Now, this is going to be an ongoing conversation, obviously, right? Because there's a lot of things that are going to need to happen in order for this to become a reality, right? First thing first, we need backers. A lot of money. Anyways, and then obviously a business plan, how this is going to turn out, and location and logo and there's a lot. Okay, there's a lot. Yeah, it's a little overwhelming, but it's going to be a lot of fun. Anyways, it's a great plan. You guys stick with us on this one because this is going to be a lot of fun. All right, and then next week, like I said, we'll have that we'll finish chapter 1, I guess, of the conversation of the minor league baseball museum. Now, before I go, again, I want to remind you guys, May 24th, 25th, and 26th, we will be here in the Carolinas watching some baseball, right? The Curvebred Media Meetup. Come and join us. Let's watch some baseball, drink some beers, eat some hot dogs, and hang out with some cool people. All right? All right. Now, let's get all that business done. That's all that done. Let's give you guys the joke of the episode, and here it is. Why did the belt go to jail? Because it held a pair of pants. All right. I'll see myself out, guys. Until then, keep grinding and always support the minor leagues. See ya.
This podcast is part of the Curved Brim Media Network. Here are some of the other members of Curved Brim Media.
Hi, this is Kelly Robinson, the Minor League Nerd. My YouTube channel explores the history of minor league baseball teams. More than just stats, we delve into team lineage, sharing stories from current franchises to obscure one-year wonders.
I'm Paul Caputo, and on the Baseball by Design podcast, I talk to minor league baseball teams, designers, and other super interesting people about what these minor league baseball logos mean, and I talk a little bit about ice cream helmets.
What's up, Bucketheads? I'm Anna DiTomaso, and each week on the Baseball Bucket List podcast, I speak with a different fan about their favorite baseball memories, what the game means to them, and what's left to check off on their baseball bucket list.
Hey everyone, it's Eric from the great state of Kansas.
This is Johnny from the New Orleans Baby Cakes Memorial Museum,
And we are the Earn Fun Average podcast,
where we talk to a variety of guests about their love of baseball and have fun doing it.
America, lower your standards.
Average is what we do best.
This is Patrick
and Corey
of BaseballMapper.com, and we have made an interactive map to help highlight all baseball teams from the majors down to collegiate summer leagues.
We want to bring you closer to baseball, so get on the site and find a team near you today.
Hey guys, this is Patrick Larson from the Minor League Baseball Hat History Series, and in every episode I go through the history of minor league teams through my personal collection of hats. You can find me on Twitter at @PatLarson1. I hope you guys enjoy.
Learn more about Curved Brim Media at curvedbrimmedia.com.